What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, rising lightweight, Mexican superstar, contender, King Ryan Garcia will be taking on contender, British lightweight superstar boxer, Luke Campbell, this Saturday night. This is considered a huge step up fight for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has all the tools. Ryan Garcia has all the skill set. And everybody in the boxing world, he's very young. He's only 23 years of age. And everybody just want to see Ryan Garcia in a step up fight, right? They want to see how he fare with a contender, right? With somebody with experience. Luke Campbell represents that. Luke Campbell fought Vasil Lomachenko. Luke Campbell fought Jorge Linares. So Luke Campbell has been around the block, right? Luke Campbell is very experienced. So with that said, you know, Ryan Garcia is young. He's 22 years of age, right? I said he's 23. He's 22 years of age. He's 20-0, 17 by way of knockout. And this is a huge fight. This is a huge step up, a huge step in the direction for Ryan Garcia in his career. With that said, there's a huge fight dangling in the ballot should Ryan Garcia get past Luke Campbell this Saturday night. Ryan Garcia has a scheduled date already to face undefeated two-division world champion who currently simultaneously holds the WBA at 130 and 135, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is a superstar in the sport of boxing, who just has a dramatic knockout over former four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz, in which Gervonta Tank Davis won knockout of the year. So Gervonta Tank Davis put on a dazzling performance, exciting. He has a lot of power, a lot of knockout power. So he's knocked out his last opponent, Yuriorkis Gamboa, and then he dramatically knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. So a fight between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis is waiting in the wings, okay? And Ryan Garcia says that he's getting contacted by legendary, retired, former pound-for-pound king, former five-division world champion, Olympic silver medalist, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., who is turned promoter, CEO and founder of Mayweather Promotions. And Ryan Garcia says that they are essentially looking past me. He says they almost have the mentality of a bully. He says that, they believe that I'm a walk in the park. Obviously, Ryan Garcia is signed to former Olympic gold medalist, former five-division world champion, and direct rival of Floyd Mayweather, Hall of Famer turned promoter of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya. Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya had a natural rivalry. They broke all the records, the pay-per-view records, the gate records, when they came together and they did business and they fought in their fight. That was the fight that introduced Floyd Mayweather to the crossover fans, okay? That was the fight that introduced Floyd Mayweather into the super celebrity status, okay? Floyd Mayweather was already a superstar in the sport of boxing. He was already well known. He was somewhat of a pay-per-view star. He was undefeated, obviously. He was a four-division world champion. But when he fought Oscar De La Hoya back in May of 2007, that transitioned him into a whole new stratosphere, okay? Now, Oscar De La Hoya was already a superstar within the sport of boxing, okay? He already had a name for himself. He was already the cash cow. That's why Floyd Mayweather agreed to a 70-30 split in favor of Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya chose the ring size, he chose the gloves, the location of the fight, and the date of the fight. With that said, Floyd Mayweather understood that once I beat Oscar De La Hoya, I am going to be the cash cow. I'm going to be the A side from this point moving forward. So Floyd Mayweather understood that. So seeing as though Ryan Garcia is promoted by Oscar De La Hoya and Gervonta Tank Davis is promoted by Floyd Mayweather, and they have a lot of similarities. Ryan Garcia has a lot of similarities to Oscar De La Hoya. He has the pretty boy style. He's the ladies' man. Oscar De La Hoya broke the record for amount of women at a boxing match, okay? There was more women to see Oscar De La Hoya come box than any men was in attendance, okay? Oscar De La Hoya was seen as the pretty boy, right? And that's how Ryan Garcia's view. Okay, he got 7.2 Instagram followers. He has a ton of Twitter and social media following. A lot of people see him and view him as a Instagram model and not a. They view him as an Instagram model before a boxer. Okay, and Ryan Garcia says he's grown tired of that. Right, he wants to prove that he is a boxer before anything. Okay, and he says that it's not his fault. He knew how to market himself and brand his and get his brand out there to make his name big, right? He hasn't fought for a world title. He's not a world champion, but he's already a superstar because he has a huge following, okay? And on the flip side of that, Gervonta Tank Davis has a lot of similarities to Floyd Mayweather, right? He has the flashy lifestyle, the flamboyant lifestyle. He's outspoken, jewelry, diamonds. That's the Floyd Mayweather lifestyle, right? He's very confident, okay? And he's exciting. He has all the tools. He has the flair in the ring, okay? Oscar De La Hoya didn't have the flair in the ring like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had the dazzling hand speed, the foot speed, the angles, the defense. He was just an absolute athlete in the ring, right? He was an anomaly in the ring. Oscar De La Hoya was more technical. Oscar De La Hoya was skillful. He had power. He got the job done, right? Floyd Mayweather did it in a more dazzling fashion, okay? Now, Oscar De La Hoya did get knockouts. Oscar De La Hoya did have hand speed, but he didn't have the flash and the flair that Floyd Mayweather had, okay? He wasn't as flamboyant. He didn't wear the fur in the ring, the tassels on his boxing shoes, on his boxing boots and all of the different colors and things of that nature. No, Oscar De La Hoya, he wore the Mexican and American flag colors, on his trunks and, the basic colors, okay, for the most part. That's what Oscar De La Hoya did. No, Floyd Mayweather came in the ring wearing chinchilla, wearing, fur, this is what Floyd Mayweather brought to the boxing ring, okay? That's what Gervonta Tank Davis brings to the boxing ring. We saw in his last fight with Leo Santa Cruz, he was dressed just like Floyd Mayweather was when Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya. He had the sombrero, same colors. He looked exactly like Floyd Mayweather, almost a carbon copy. No, not almost. He was a carbon copy of what Floyd Mayweather wore. And so with that said, there's a natural build-up that we never got to see Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya too, right? A lot of people felt like Oscar De La Hoya should have got the nod. He was more busy. He was more active in the fight. Floyd Mayweather was more accurate. So Floyd Mayweather got the victory over Oscar De La Hoya, okay? Now it was a split decision victory, and that's why people were calling for the rematch, okay? It wasn't a unanimous decision victory. There was no knockdowns. Nobody was seriously hurt. Floyd Mayweather was just more accurate, okay? So with that said, a lot of people called for it, the rematch, but we never got it. And so here we have the buildup of the Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya Part 2 in Gervonta Tank Davis and in King Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia is stating that they believe that I'm ripe for the picking. They believe that they're going to run right over me. So he says that, the confidence and the mindset that they have is almost getting to that of a mentality of a bully, right? So he says that, they believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to steamroll me. So he says, I'm here to prove the opposite. He says that hopefully he don't put on such a dazzling performance against Luke Campbell that Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather run from making this fight. Like I told you guys, the build-up for this fight is going to be a lot of Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather talking, a lot of Gervonta Tank Davis. He never short on words. Neither is Ryan Garcia. They're both very confident. But the build-up is going to be Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya Part 2. That's simply what this is going to be, right? And they're expecting it to do big numbers because Ryan Garcia has a huge social media following. Gervonta Tank Davis has a huge social media following, not as big as Ryan Garcia. But Floyd Mayweather has a huge social media following. Oscar De La Hoya, not so much, right? But everybody knows who Oscar De La Hoya is. Everybody knows who Floyd Mayweather is. And this is going to be the selling point in this fight. This is what they're going to use to build up this fight and promotion. So they're going to expect this fight to do big numbers. But Ryan Garcia is stating that Hopefully he don't put on such a dazzling performance against Luke Campbell that Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather turned away from the negotiation tables. They had a date set. Rumors, reports that, they were supposed to fight last year, but obviously due to the pandemic, in 2020, due to the pandemic and due to everything going on, obviously it was a halt to that. So with that said, they're looking to get this fight on, and I'm betting that more than likely it'll be around the Cinco de Mayo time, right? That's just makes all the sense in the world to try to place this fight in and around that time. Now, obviously, Saul Canelo Alvarez, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, is being rumored to fight Billy Joe Saunders on Cinco de Mayo weekend. So, this Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis is a headline. It's not a co-main event. It's not going to be on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez. So I'm sure they'll find some time, maybe the week after Cinco de Mayo weekend. Okay, maybe you'll get that fight, or maybe in April, right? Maybe 2 weeks before Cinco de Mayo weekend, you'll get this fight between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. But it seems to already be set in stone, and I can't wait to see how everything unfolds. I'm excited to see Ryan Garcia fight this upcoming Saturday night against Luke Campbell. Now, I will say this. I hope that Gervonta Tank Davis is not overly confident and just overlooking Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia brings a lot of intangibles to the ring. He brings a lot of difficulties to the ring for Gervonta Tank Davis. Like I said, Ryan Garcia is a big lightweight, okay? Ryan Garcia has very, very fast hands, blazing fast hand speed. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach, okay? At lightweight and he's young and he has power. He has a lot of power in his left hook, okay? So Gervonta Tank Davis is going to have trouble. He showed signs of having trouble against Leo Santa Cruz, and Leo Santa Cruz jab and arm reach. And Leo Santa Cruz, when he was pressing forward, he was giving Gervonta Tank Davis trouble. Gervonta Tank Davis is 5'5" and a half with a 67-inch arm reach. Okay, so Ryan Garcia has nearly a 5-inch height advantage and nearly a 3-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. And like I said, Leo Santa Cruz was giving Gervonta Tank Davis trouble, and he's 5'7" and a half and 69-inch arm reach. So his arms are not as long as Ryan Garcia's. He's not as tall as Ryan Garcia. He doesn't have as much power or as much speed and athletic ability as Ryan Garcia. So I severely hope that Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather are not looking past Ryan Garcia and just feeling like, he hasn't had that step-up fight. This will be a southpaw, and it makes all the sense, right? Luke Campbell's a southpaw. Gervonta Tank Davis is a southpaw. But like I said, Gervonta Tank Davis got hit a lot and often against Leo Santa Cruz, who doesn't have the intangibles of Ryan Garcia. Doesn't have the hand speed. He doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the reach or the size. Leo Santa Cruz is a 130-pounder naturally, with a wiry frame. Now, he's taller than Gervonta Tank Davis. Like I said, he has a reach, me and Leo Santa Cruz. But Gervonta Tank Davis, at times you can see the frustration. He ended up going into a high guard and pressing Leo Santa Cruz against the ropes. And Leo Santa Cruz made a grave mistake by continuously throwing the 3 straight right hands until the first right hand landed, second right hand grazed Gervonta Tank Davis, third one he slipped it, came up with the uppercut, timed him, and knocked him out. That's a mistake that Ryan Garcia is not going to make. But that's what it took for Gervonta Tank Davis to win this fight. He had to go into a high guard. He got frustrated. Leo Santa Cruz at times was outboxing him. So if he can, with the reach that he has over Gervonta Tank Davis, that being Leo Santa Cruz, definitely Ryan Garcia can. So I hope that they're not overconfident. I hope that they're not looking past Ryan Garcia and expecting him to just go in there and get knocked out. He doesn't have the fastest feet in the world, but he does have educated footwork. So he's a very, very difficult out, a huge test for Gervonta Tank Davis and vice versa. And I hope they're not looking at this fight and feeling like Gervonta Tank Davis his power is more than Ryan Garcia, and that's just going to be the difference, because it's going to take a lot more than power to beat Ryan Garcia if you're Gervonta Tank Davis. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Bluebird Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.